Laura, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a while, guys, since
I missed you.
I know I've been so quiet. It's been quite the year. But I am really, really excited to bring you on and discuss leyline travel in Scotland, and to talk about where leyline travel even came from, where the inspiration, why my soul felt drawn to start that, but also why Scotland? Why is this a great spot? We can have moments and places on the planet where we are drawn towards. Maybe it's a moment of history. Maybe it's, a certain mountain range or a lake or an ocean that we just feel our heart flutters. There's a knowing inside of I feel like I've been there before. I feel like I know that place. And even if you get emotional, and we can do as much remote viewing and meditation as we want to, and past life regressions and to relive those, but it really isn't until we physically set our feet, our DNA, our vibration on to the land that it awakens and it unlocks something within your DNA, and you're flooded with more memories. I had someone reach out to me recently, Laura, and they asked, how did I get to a place where I am so secure and empowered in my toning abilities and in just my voice? And I have to say, I went to Egypt over a year ago and led a group of people there as well into those sacred sites. And there were certain lands and moments where stepping foot and toning with that, I was flooded with memories and also just the energy, and it unlocked something within myself of, I've been doing this for thousands of years. I know how to do this. This calm confidence came out of that. And so Scotland was the next soul point that I was pulled towards. I don't know about you, Laura. Scotland has been just reverberating in my heart since I was a child, and even up into my 20s, the message of you need to go home, you need to go home, you need to go home. So I know that Scotland is one of my home spots, my soul home. So I'm really looking forward to going there. But encouraging people to go with us is when you physically place yourself in an area, the memories, it goes into your spine. It begins to the rhythms of the land and the breeze and the water. It just awakens your heart.
It absolutely does. And for me, Scotland has always been, I remember a mystical world that doesn't exist there anymore. I remember the fays, the fairies, the divers. I remember being in places, and I don't think I necessarily was in such a 3D body at the time either. Yeah. But you're right, when we go there and we connect with the land and we connect with the history of the land on a spiritual level, on a cosmic level even, it's amazing what we get to have happen, these spontaneous past life recalls of what was once, but still is, because time is not linear. Time goes on and ebbs and flows and undulates and circulates. So I'm very excited about this. And, you mentioned one of the main points that we're going to go to is Rosalind Chapel. One of the things I'm really excited about is that we get to go to these sacred spaces like Rosalind Chapel, but we get to go before the tour buses come. Mm-hmm. And so you want to share a little bit about Rosalind Chapel as well and what that has to offer?
Yes. We're not only going to Rosalind Chapel, we're getting there privately. And this is one of the beautiful parts of doing spiritual travel of leyline, is getting into these sacred spots, right? These lands and these buildings, and just being able to be there. To be still there, to allow get rid of the chaos of tourists, get rid of the chaos of all of this external energy. We, as our small, very boutique, I call it boutique, but our small group, we are able to just be and allow the space, the building, the land, the rocks to communicate back to us. And this is a main reason why with leyline travel, Laura, you're coming along with me. Anyone can go to Wikipedia, right? Anyone can go and hire, there's tour groups all the time through Scotland.
Exactly.
But when you're able to travel with two mystics, two oracles, two channels, two women, and there will be others. When I was in Egypt, there was a number of people in our group that were also healers and mediums and psychics. Now, you don't have to be one to go on the trip. But if you were drawn to that, where I don't want the Wikipedia reason, I want to hear what the energy, I want to hear, you and I can both tap into what was. And, and that was a main drawing point for starting Leyline. I went to Tulum with my family and, we booked the Groupon tour.
The McDonaldization of travel. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And we're on the, the Groupon tour. And within even like the first stop, our guide is telling us and here they use this. And my guides are like, wrong. And everything, they're like, no. And I just gave up. I'm like, why am I even on this tour? And so I walked away, my family walked away, and I said, this is like, no, I'm going to listen to the land. Everything he's saying, they're telling me it's inaccurate. And so I grounded myself, opened myself up, and the land it built back up, and I could see what it looked like, 1,000 years ago. And I could see the people milling around and moving around in their day to day. And I actually saw like the big grain, barrels that was full of food, and the wicker baskets it was incredible how visual. I'm a visual person. I don't know how visual you are. I think you're pretty visual, Laura, but
yeah.
And there was a land guardian that showed up, and he started sharing with me a part of his daily life. And, I know in certain areas, they think that the people that lived up in those high temples, they were like the priestesses, or, they were worshipped. And this individual, because I asked him, I said, he goes, no, that's not.
No.
And he said, this was a sacrifice. I sacrificed my life to live up here by myself always. And his role was they went so high because they were being invaded. Now, I want everyone to know, I was attaching to someone who was there for his life at that pocket of time, right? So these places is very convoluted, lots of histories there. So this.
By the way, I actually lived down there. Yes, so I did a study abroad down there. So you're right. So the Mayans were very peaceful. When the Aztecs came, that shifted. Yeah. So yes, you're right. And so we get to see and hear the land from these sacred spaces without the tour guide on a megaphone. Yes. And it's intentionally a small group, limited space, because we want everybody to have an individualized experience, something that is meant for uniquely you, not for a tour bus, not for this or that, but what is important to you? What do you get to take away from it so you can heal your soul, so you can grow your soul and remember?
Yes. And that's the main part of remembering. I think it's thrown out a lot of, healing your soul and remembering. And I always go back to, well, how does that help me today?
Exactly.
Like, remembering a lifetime that I did 600 years ago, how does that help me today? Sometimes it actually helps me to remember those lifetimes to put things into perspective.
Yes. And it also helps us we keep hitting these road bumps in our life where we keep like getting to a certain point and we stop progressing. Maybe it's a financial block. Maybe it's a relationship block. And we get to this certain point and we keep going backwards. It's like we're hitting our head against the wall. Sometimes we get this little nugget that will release the blockage. So you get to move forward. And for a lot of people, and I don't want to sound like Debbie Downer here, but Scotland has the most amount of, I'm going to call them witch victims, basically.
Yes.
And I think this is one of the main reasons why a lot of people go back there is to heal that part of themselves that may have been tortured. And I don't want to say that to scare people, but it's a very cleansing experience to go back and say, you know what, I'm still here and this is a beautiful land. Well, and this is what I get to know.
And understanding that there is no such thing as time. So while you're there walking the lands again and you tap into, I had a number of people during my tonings in Egypt that were dropped into a lifetime there and they were reliving it and seeing it. You can, again, release that block while you're there. So you're not having that emotional burden of that lifetime. So imagine physically being back there, remembering that lifetime, and then being able to send love and healing and releasing.
Yeah. And a part of so many people out there who know and want to have healing capabilities to assist others. I think there's a huge swell of us out there that want to start helping others to heal. Mm-hmm. And we only get so far and we don't know why. Is this one of the whys? Possibly.
Absolutely. And, when I said, one reason is to bring that perspective of sometimes you think, oh, I'm just one person. Oh, I'm just this small little person who's living, in this random small little town. But when you have the perspective of, oh, my goodness, I did that. I do have that capability. Oh, my goodness, vroom, and it just downloads. And it leaps and bounds and your light becomes so much grander than that is. And you're able to help so many other people through that.
And we all have these capabilities. We all have these abilities to do this, to be these souls that we know we're capable of, but we're stuck in the 3D grind. And it gives us an opportunity to, I want to say, escape for 2 weeks, to really dive into yourself, to honor yourself for 2 full weeks.
2 full weeks. Yeah.
And it's all inclusive. That's the beauty of it.
It is. And don't look at it as, oh, this is what I'm paying. The perspective is, this is what I'm getting. It's a gift to yourself. This trip includes all of your lodging the whole time you're there, all of your meals. We are going along the whole west coast of Scotland. Scotland's actually pretty big, guys, and there's a lot of isles. And so that is covering all of your ferries to and from the islands that we're going on and off, the stays. You guys, we get to stay 2 days in one of the most spiritually Avalon energy islands while we're there. We're getting 2 full nights there. And because we are so small, we're able to shift and do what we need to as needed on the spot. So if we're all feeling the energy really strongly in a place, we're like, no, can we stay longer? Or, hey, let's all go out at 1 a.m. and do a sky watch here because we're all feeling it. We can go and do that because we're not with a group of 40 or 50 people and they're all, strangers. And, we are able to easily shift and move. And that is a highlight of working with the tour group that we're going with. But it's the highlight of doing a spiritual tour because we are flowing with the energy of it.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes. So I'm going to do a screen share really quick just to give you guys an overview of our itinerary. Everything is on the website, Leyline Travel. You can find everything there. So yeah, we're arriving in Edinburgh and you brought up the witch trials. So this is going to be a little dense, but this is a great place. We're going to be here for 2 days. Here's Rosslyn Chapel. You guys, we get in there completely private. So we're going to have dinner, being able to be there for 2 full hours. And the Rosslyn Chapel, it is filled with sacred geometry. I'm so excited to get in there and do some toning and hear how that sound vibrates off
of that. Guys, is worth it right there. If you've never heard Abby's toning, holy cow, but to do it in a place like this, wow. I remember the first time you toned for me, it was in Florida, and it was so powerful. I felt like my hair was flying backwards from the wind. But we were inside a house. we were inside. I believe that was when I tapped into and spoke Aramaic.
Aramaic came out.
Yep.
So I'm really looking forward to see what energies are going to make themselves known within that space. Always looking for moments of healing, because a lot of these, if we're tapping into some of these energies, it gives them a release as well. It gives them an opportunity to share their story. And maybe there's just something that they need to say and they can move on. And then we're going to Oban, the Isle of Mull. The theme here is ancient memory. You brought up cosmic earlier. The Lyrans played a really big role in Scotland. These are some of the most ancient lands on our planet. But this is where the pilgrims, the standing stones, the cairn stones are there. We'll be sitting and meditating with these stones. And then we're going, you guys, I'm so excited. This is Fangos Cave. And I can't wait to get in there and do some toning. In that cave. The theme here, we're going to Iona, is sacred sound and stillness, resonance and devotion. By boat, we journey to the Isle of Staffa and enter Fangos Cave. Now, we cannot get privately into Fangos, but we understand the timing so we can get in there and make it as private as we can, because the person who is leading us has been doing this for over 20 years. See, and right here, the Fangos Cave allows the natural acoustics to guide a sacred sound and listening experience. And Laura, I was telling Laura, I did just purchase a bodhrán drum, and I will be learning that before we go. If you're wondering what that is, think of like Braveheart and those drumming as they went across. And we get to go to the Iona Abbey. As I say, this is a great time for reflection. And again, we are going to be on water the whole time, you guys, mixed with the backdrop of these mountain lands. And then we're going to Duart Castle, the Isle of Skye, and the ancestral continuity, and we're going to be anchoring that through the morning. From Mull, we travel north toward the Isle of Skye, passing through ever wilder landscapes as the land begins to shift in tone and textures. And from there, you guys, this right here around the Isle of Skye, these are the ferry pools, and we're going to travel down into those ferry pools, connecting with that Fae energy. And we're going to Ferry Glen, places along associated with myth, the unseen, and the elemental world. Time is given here for quiet attunement, allowing the land to speak through sensation rather than story. So when we get here into these pools, we're probably just going to be quiet. You can do a lot of meditating here, and just to breathe all of that in. I'm getting strong dragon energy off that picture too. Guys, the dragons are just waking up. It's so amazing. And then from there, we're going to Eilean Donan, Fort Augustus and Thurso. And this right here the theme here is crossing and continuity. We're going to be crossing the Skye Bridge, and we're going to pause here at the Eilean Donan Castle, one of Scotland's most iconic strongholds, traveling through the Highlands. We trace ancient routes alongside lochs and glens, and then we're arriving in Thurso, which is the gateway to Orkney. And from here, the Orkney Islands, these are more of their sacred stones. And these are, I believe, Neolithic, these walls here. We're going to visit the Skye Brae, the Ring of Brodgar, and the standing stones of Siness. And we are also...
This is the first week.
Yeah, guys, this is just day 7. Yeah. So we're going to see a lot. Again, Scotland has a vast landscape. And then from Orkney, we're going to stay there, art and resilience. We're exploring an Italian chapel built by Italian prisoners of war as an act of beauty and devotion under hardship. We get to wander, and they're saying right here, this is a great place so we can sit and journal in quiet integration. I believe this is almost 2 days there in Orkney. And then we're going to Inverness from here. Theme, death, renewal, and alignment. Returning to the mainland, we visit Culloden Battlefield, a place of deep collective memory. I imagine we'll probably do a really beautiful clearing there, Laura. And Clavacairns, aligned with solar and lunar cycles, these sites invite reflection on endings, renewal, and the cyclical nature of life and lineage. And from here, you guys, we get to go to Loch Ness. So personally, I did a whole report on Loch Ness when I was in 6th grade. So I'm very excited to go here. And I do believe that we are staying almost 2 nights along that loch on the water. So again, we're going to tap into the myths and the story and the unseen forces that are there. And the Urquhart Castle, I don't know a lot about that. But the beautiful thing is that our guide that we will have, he is an archaeologist, a geologist, a historian. So Laura and I will be there to share what the land and the energy is sharing. And our guide, who is bringing all the logistics, he is there to bring, well, this is what the archaeologists say about this. This is what the historians say about this. So it'll be this beautiful blend of stories. And then from here we go Inverness, Stirling, and then back into Edinburgh. And we are going to say, I believe it's called Arthur's Seat. Go and see, King Arthur. And we will then land back in Edinburgh just for a day to integrate, to go and see some of the other lands that Edinburgh has to offer. And then we will close up and everyone go home.
This is going to be good. This is so packed.
It is packed. You guys
so
are
packed. But it's packed, but we get space to breathe. Mm-hmm. It's not like we have to run. We get the space to breathe. We get to go back to, I'm going to say, what is considered home for everybody that will show up with us.
Yes.
Because there's a reason, there's a calling, there's a pull for that.
Yes, absolutely. So if you feel that call, if you feel that pull, or even if you just want to talk to Laura and I a little bit more about it, to go a little bit deeper, we are more than happy to jump on a Zoom call with anyone. But if you are feeling that call, absolutely come and join us in Scotland. I already had the itinerary and the concept, and I called Laura one day. I'm like, Laura, you need to come to Scotland with me.
I said, if you insist.
We are in this beautiful planetary alignment where everything that was once hidden, it's all coming up to surface. All of it is. And that's why I think so many of us are having that stronger pull to go to these lands and go and be in these spaces. I hear assist. We are also assisting to bring this energy out. And then we're also assisting the energies that are, I don't want to say stuck, because some are stuck, but it's this loop.
The heavy energies that get to be released, right? Yes. There's a lot of heavy energies that get to be released to honestly lighten the load for our beloved planet, Gaia.
Absolutely.
And this is a big deal. We do this, a lot of us do this work all the time, but when we can do it together like this, it's amazing.
Yes, absolutely. It's you get multiple wins on this. Yeah. Soul growth, soul healing, soul remembrance, and service to others. Service to others, serving land, serving Gaia, serving spirit. That's why we're there as well.
And you get to serve yourself by having these experiences. Yes. And this is something that can never be taken away from us. No. These memories, these experiences can never be taken away from us. Once we have them, they are ours.
Yeah. Yes.
And we get to learn from them as well.
Yes.
So I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yes.
I feel like it feels like it's forever, but it's tomorrow at the same time, right?
Absolutely. And I want to add in, we're also going to do fun tour stuff too, right? There are going to be opportunities that we can pop in some shops and, and do the touristy things in between. So it's the mixture of the being quiet and being still and then having fun.
Yeah. We got to come back with some goods, Abby.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I hear there is a factory where they make purses.
I think there probably is one there.
Yes.
Yes.
And that you get to make your own.
Oh, very nice. Well, we will add that to our itinerary.
Yes. I had somebody ask me about that. I'm like, well, we're going to look into it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So if you're feeling the call, please sign up. We would love to have you. It is already more than half filled. So there's not that many spots remaining. So if you are feeling that call, sign up. We would love to have you join us.
Email us and we can have a conversation, a Zoom call to answer any questions you may have as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Laura, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for everybody. Looking forward to Scotland.
Likewise. Thanks, Abby.